Welcome to Leon Sinks Part 2. The first time I came here on Part 1, I only had enough daylight to explore half the park. So I'm back again to check out the second half of the park. Last time on Part 1, I took a right to check out Big Dismal and some other sinkholes. This time I'm going to take a left, go straight to Gopher Hole. As part of the Apalachicola National Forest, the park is run by the U.S. Forestry Service. It hosts a number of sinkholes, wet and dry. Like this one, Gopher Hole, is actually both. This is a wet and dry sinkhole. It's also connected to an extensive cave system. And within this cave system, you'll find a number of species that have lost their pigmentation, kind of like this crayfish. Over time, without sunlight, they lose their color and often their eyesight. When you're living in complete darkness, other senses become more important than vision. So after visiting Gopher Hole, I decided to check out the gum swamp made of beautiful tupelo trees. So after a little hike, I arrive at the natural bridge area, and this is known as Fisher Creek Rise. Fisher Creek goes under the natural land bridge and rises here on the other side. On the other side of the land bridge, you'll find Fisher Creek Sink. This is where the water sinks under the natural land bridge and comes out on the other side. Some really cool limestone formations along the banks here. There are a few other natural bridges around Florida. Not too far from here near the town of Woodville, they even had a Civil War battle, the Battle of Natural Bridge. So that's where the creek disappears under the land bridge. This is another cool spot where a stream actually disappears into a sinkhole. Here's Duckweed Sink. In Florida, you always have to watch out for alligators or bears. So this black sink, you're not really supposed to go down here, but I had to at least take a peek. And you can see why they don't want people going down here. Somebody that's not well adapted could definitely fall into the sink. And looking at the banks, it looks like it'd be a little challenging to climb out of there. There are a number of dry sinkholes in the park. This is one of them here, but it did have a really cool limestone formation. Not all sinkholes are exciting, obviously, and this is one of them, Big 8 Sink. But I'm going to move on to Big Dismal, and this sink is exciting. It is one of the biggest sinkholes you'll find around Florida probably. With a 100-foot drop to the water, it's another 100-foot deep with a cave entrance 80 feet below the surface. I carefully went down this small trail to get a different angle of the sinkhole. Maybe the sinkhole gets its name Dismal from the idea if somebody fell in, they wouldn't be able to get out. It's very steep. So after checking out Big Dismal and a long accelerated hike, I start arriving back at the areas that I explored on part 1. This is Magnolia Sink. This can be a beautiful sinkhole if you catch it with the right conditions and water clarity. Once a popular swimming hole, this area is no longer available for regular swimming. They want to prevent erosion along the banks from people jumping and climbing. So when you get in and out of the water, you have to be very delicate not to stir up the sediment, or the whole sinkhole will get clouded out really quick. When I'm exploring and documenting a place like this, I try my best not to touch or interfere with anything natural. About 20 to 30 feet below these limestone ledges, you'll find a cave entrance. These caves are highly sought after from cave divers because they require strict permitting. I'm not a cave diver, so I'm not going into these caves. I'm just here to document the entrances, and without a dive buddy, I'm going to keep it nice and safe. With as much care as I took to get into the water, you can see how easily it is to silt out this entire sinkhole. Soon this sink may have a boardwalk and or dock. They had lumber and equipment staged nearby. With the sun setting and the park closing soon, it was time for me to make my way back to the parking lot with haste. After some hustle, I made it back to the main trailhead and was able to complete the entire hike around the main circuit. Definitely check out Leon Sinks if you get a chance. It's a beautiful place to go hiking. Please like and subscribe. We have many more videos coming soon.